All right, so welcome back to another day. So I spent a long time yesterday studying patterns and trends and everything again. So far on LGVN, I do see, well, Jesus, it won't let me put my trend lines here. I do see a trend already. This would be considered a symmetrical triangle is what it's looking like. Comment down below if I'm completely wrong. I gotta know. Let's see if I move this forward here. So a symmetrical triangle, from what I'm understanding, can break either to the upside or downside, one of the two. So coming into open, it's looking like it's going to be pretty strong. We'll see what it wants to do here on LGVN. It's our leading gapper. We do have other stocks on watch, such as ISPO, CELZ, SGLY, DRCT, but they're all pretty choppy or below VWAP. Like they look pretty trash, so I have to wait for them to set up properly before I actually take a position. So here it's breaking above. So nice rip from 940 all the way to 970 there. I don't trade the first minute. I just wait for it to settle out. We want to make sure that it actually holds the support in this level though. So support is right here. As you can see, it's breaking below now. So this is why I don't trade the first minute. Just, yes, there is opportunities there, but I don't want to take them. I don't want to take it because usually in the first minute something like that happens. It's so common, and I'm not going to be risking, a big loss like that on an attempt to get filled. Actually, I gotta check on Facebook. I am gonna take a live trade on this one today. Let's check on the SPY as well. So, okay, I'm gonna take an entry here on Facebook for puts. I looked at the daily. Oh, I couldn't load the chart. I looked at the daily, and the way I see it, it looks like it wants to go down, so I'll be taking my entry right here. So I'm in here basically at 228 exact. I do have a chart set up here. Let me see if I can pull it up. So I do have a chart set up here as to what I think is going to happen on it. It opened high, it filled its gap already, but my real target is for it to break its low here of 226. If it can break that 226 low, then we could definitely see this move all the way down to 223. It might rip here, and if it does rip and does break this 229 high, then I'm just going to stop out of my position entirely. But realistically, what I'm looking for is that break. This is what I was able to see on the charts. So if you all see something different on Facebook, let me know. But so far, it's going in the right direction. And really, this gap needs to be filled here from 225 to 219, or 223, I mean. So this gap does need to be filled. And I think that's where my main target would be, is to fill this gap of 223. So we'll see if it works out. I'll let you all know how it goes. So far, so good. I'm primarily looking at the low of this candle to break, so 226.71. It's already almost there, and then from there we got this gap to fill here from 219.54 all the way to 225.29. So we'll see what it wants to do. I'll give it some time. So far, like I said, it's going in the right direction, but we'll leave it alone for now. Okay, back to LGVN. This one actually flipped on us. So now it held support. It's above the support line. We have another resistance level up here on the 1 minute, and now it's holding this level pretty good, I'd say, as well. So now it's pulling back. Gotta see on the 5-minute MACD, it looks like it wants to curl here, but I think it's going to be a 2-candle setup, at least some sideways consolidation. That's what I'm wanting from this one. I don't want to see it break its 1-minute low. I want to see it hold the support. And there it is, double bottom, and now a break of its 1-minute low, which I don't like. So this one does not have much strength. Let's go see CELZ. CELZ is actually breaking above now. So CELZ is above VWAP. We can possibly take an entry for this high to break of 430. So I'll get in here at 418, looking for the break of 430 on CELZ. And a nasty flush through VWAP, so I'm stopping out right there. 13-cent loss. I'm not going to be holding that. So nasty drop on me there. I'm not going to bother with CELZ anymore, because I know I was having a hard time with this one the other day as well. So maybe that was just my fault taking an early entry. It did have a massive rip, so massive rip, pullback, massive rip, another pullback. We had seen a similar setup on another stock just recently. I might be interested in the 5-minute rip here if it can hold this level. So far it's holding pretty good. I would just hate for this thing to drop on me a second time. And if it does, then I'm just done with this one. It's a 13-cent loss right off the bat there. As soon as I bought in, it just dropped all the way to 405 and I sold on the bottom. So here's a push to 427, back down to 415. I don't like how this one's so whippy, so I'm gonna step out here and swap to LGVN, which I just missed an awesome move here on LGVN. The break at 10 there. Break at 10 all the way down to 60 now. Wow. It's a nasty rejection, and this is what we've been seeing recently. It's so common now. It's just annoying. So LGVN broke really quick there and then just flushed all the way back down to 950. That's just nasty. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. SGLY is not doing nothing. CELZ back down. AMLX. SGLY. Oh, we just looked at this one. ISPO. Same thing. Everything's just dropping. SPY down bad. Facebook broke that low that I was looking for. Let's see if we get that pullback before we see some continuation here. Really, the low that I should be looking for is the low of the previous one. Oh well. This low here, 225.29 is the one that I should be looking for. So the low of 225.29 is the one that would really make a difference here. LGVN now breaking below VWAP. So usually the moves happen past 10. That's when you start seeing some real parabolic moves. I might just have to wait it out. Unless there's something that's easy to borrow, then I can trade it temporarily. But so far I don't see anything that's easy to borrow yet. DRCT popping above VWAP. I don't really like the daily on it though. AMLX. So nothing's easy to borrow. We're kind of just stuck here waiting for a long position on stocks that are moving in a downwards direction. I was about to get so pissed right now. I just checked my phone. I just checked my phone to see not my position. I was gonna open my Twitch chat and it said I didn't have any fill on my order, my contracts. I was about to get so mad. So I'm still up. I'm currently up on my position, which is awesome. And that is in my live account, but I don't have it shown on screen because it's on my phone. I do have Thinkorswim on my desktop, but I prefer to use it on my phone because I'm already so used to it. So 5-minute MACD on LGVN can set up, but right now it's just pulling back way too much. After this massive drop, I don't have a lot of faith in this one. It is trading in this small range here though, but we do have a massive wick. VTNR is hitting the scans actually. ISPO. CELZ does not look bad here actually. For another push. There's a push to view up. Let's see if it can hold this level though. So far it's not looking so hot, coming all the way back down to 403. It did break trend as well, so it was going down here, and now it's back up. So it did break its trend, and now it's popping above you up a second time. We do have a lot of resistance here at 420. So let's see if we can break that level. It's at 417 now. Let's see if we see 418, 19, 20. Let's see if we can see it hold above the 20 level. Back down to 407, so already rejecting. We're at the 30-second mark now. So there's 423, 24. Or is it going to hold though? This one might need some more time. Just looking at what's going on here from what I'm seeing. So let's see if this rejects again, or if it actually holds and rips. If it breaks its trend here, then this thing's gonna be pretty strong to the upside, I'd say. So there, broke its high. So now we can actually take a look at this to the long side. I mean, it's been a long position this entire time, but let's go ahead and, well, actually, I don't know if I want to trade CELZ, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I'm not super interested in this one. Double topped here. There's something about I'm just not interested in. So double top here on the 1 minute at least. See if we get that break, or is it gonna be not a break yet? There's the break. So that's where it should have been long, but even then, in this entire move, 23 to 38, 15 cents. But I would have had to have sold. I would have had to have gotten in at the bottom and sold at the top. That would have been like 30 bucks realistically if I got a 10-cent fill, and then that's not including commissions and stuff. So I don't know. I'm just not really interested in CELZ. Something about it, I'm just not feeling it. Even my first trade, it's already sloppy. So I don't know. We can watch ISPO to see if this one can actually curl. SGLY. See what the SPY's doing. SPY's back up. So SPY would need to break its low here actually. SPY's low is 56.46. Hasn't broken yet. Low of this candle is 57.17. So it's coming back down though. Let's see if it can break that low. SPY really does matter with Facebook here because they kind of trade about the same. So there's the 225 break actually, right? 225.29. No, not quite. Almost there. It's almost there. It seems to be settling out down here at the bottom though. I am up a pretty good amount. I could just get rid of my position here. I'm still gonna wait for the 10 and 5 minute. I think it still has the potential. So I'm actually up more than I was last time. CELZ back up. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Got another symmetrical triangle here. This one's like an ascending triangle, I would say, and then there's the break to the downside. So CELZ now is down below view up, so I don't have much hope in this one. LGVN, ISPO. ISPO is the only one that's actually making some decent moves. It has a really nice setup here. I say to the long side. 1 minute's a little choppy. I'd want to see it break above, oh shoot. I'd want to see it break above this level here, 1040. As soon as it breaks this level, 1050, whatever, even VWAP, I think that's when we'll see a lot of strength to the upside. And that's pulling back a little bit here. I think if it breaks its 992 low, then this thing's just going to go back down. It's going to shift momentum back to the downside, but we'll see. We'll watch and wait for it. CELZ just confusing all around here. 10-minute does not look good though. 1 minute MACD is about to cross. ISPO. SGLY. Let me know in the comments below actually if I am doing a decent job at recognizing these patterns. I'm very curious as to whether I'm getting it down on these patterns or not. I'd really like to know. For some reason my Twitch just isn't loading like at all. Okay, there we go. Now it loaded. Jesus. Okay, patterns. I'm just going off of like simple basic patterns, like what I have recognized so far, what I think at least is like this one here, pre-market, a symmetrical triangle on the 1 minute at least. Maybe even the 5 minute should be here. But then as soon as it got into the actual open, it's been pretty choppy. So I don't know if you could see these lines like I can. Let me go ahead and draw them out, I guess. Get my tablet out here. Give me a second. Okay, cool. All right, yikes. So I'm already off to a rough start here. So we got a triangle pattern, or symmetrical triangle is what it seems like here. It went to the upside initially and then it broke down. So like I said, I don't trade the first minute and then it went all the way back up. This would have been, oh my God. Can't even draw. Give me a second. So this should have been support here. It kind of held for a while, but it had too many false breaks at the top here, so I didn't even bother with that anymore. And then I think, let's check the other stocks. What other stock was I watching? ISPO? There is some on ISPO here. Let me see. LGVN, that's the one. Oh no, that was on LGVN. So CELZ, this was the one that I was looking at as well. So this one, I was looking at these lines here, the initial lines. Oh my God. Oh my God. There you go. Okay, I was looking at these lines. It seemed to double top here, so I drew this one. But what I thought was going to happen was it was going to create this huge thing here, which I guess it did in a way. This huge triangle, and then it finally broke below, broke trend, and now it's there. I did see a little symmetrical triangle here as well. So I think this one's called the ascending triangle, the big one, and then the small one is called the symmetrical triangle. Oh my God. And once it broke that trend, I kind of knew once it spiked up here, I was like, oh, it's probably going to break. But I guess the big one that gave it away was the ascending triangle here. So if I can change the mode here, there you go. So the big one here, because it basically double topped there. It did break up here, but for the most part, it was just tapping that level too many times before we actually see a breakdown below over here. So I guess I kind of saved myself from a loss. There was opportunity in between though. Like I could have bought this bounce here on this level. I don't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's why I don't like to trade the first couple minutes, because I mean they're just so whippy, and I mean so there's opportunity there, but I mean it just flushes for the most part. They buy it, sell it, and then that's kind of it. It either sells off or makes some crazy moves right after. So it's real choppy, and you can tell by the chart here on the 5 minute even, like it doesn't really make too much sense. So the 1 minute as well, it's kind of hard to make a pattern there. So I just waited out a little bit until I see something going. And recently, at least, it's been real volatile. I'd say after 10, 9:55 to 10 is where moves start actually happening. Like right here, LGVN looks like it's about to break through its MACD, break through VWAP. So I could take a position here, but it's just, retrace its moves tremendously here from the top of 10. It just rejected it so hard, all the way back to 9, and then it even broke 9. So I don't know. I don't really feel too confident in this one unless it breaks over 950 and we can see another retest of 10. But down here, I don't like it. Yeah, I'd seen that red to green here initially, and I could have, like I said, I could have taken this entry. I think during this time though, I swapped over to Facebook, and I was just watching Facebook down here. So I think that's why I didn't take it. I might actually have to stop out of my Facebook position. I have to look at what this is gonna do here. I'm still in the green on it, but I think this is actually starting to change momentum here. I look at the 30 minute. 30 minutes still down, so I could just still wait it out. Hourly still below. I don't want to freak myself out here and stop out on a pullback. So that's actually what happened. I just wasn't watching it. It pulled back a huge amount, and then I stopped out. Or I didn't even know I was trading regular stocks here, and then it went all the way back, so I was okay. But it kind of double bottomed there. That's why I'm kind of nervous. So if I bring up this chart, it did break that low, and it now it's kind of bouncing back up here. I wanted it to fill this gap, but I guess it didn't have the strength to do it. So now I'm kind of regretting. Maybe I should have sold the bottom there. Yeah, I'm not. I used to be good, I'd say, at buying the dips. That's how I made huge profits a long time ago, like I don't know, a year and a half ago. I guess in the summer, that's what was going, was that move, like buying the dip, and then all the dips were getting bought up at that time. And I remember on Pixie specifically, I was trading Pixie, and that one was just notorious for it. It spike up huge, and then it drop like a large amount. I just buy the dip on such a massive drop, and then majority of the times it would just pop all the way back up and then keep shooting up. So at that time I was buying the dips, but I didn't readjust my pattern from there once the market started changing, like a month or 2 months later. And I just kept buying the dips, and then next thing you know, I started losing all my money, and I was like, oh no, what am I doing? So at that point, that's when I realized, like, hey, this isn't working anymore, and I had to change up my strategy. But ever since then, like, I used to even average in at that time. If I was losing, I would just buy the dip twice or something, or 3 times. And I knew that wasn't it wasn't a good strategy to implement. Sometimes I break even or make some money back, but it was just not a good way for me to do it. So now, I guess nowadays, I'm nervous to buy the dip. Yeah, and that's also something I also noticed was the timing of my entries. So like this one, usually I'll buy the top here or something, and then it'll reject on me, and I'll be like, oh, the strategy's not working or whatever. But really, it's just my entry. So I should have entered back here realistically, instead of I guess entering all the way up here. But I don't know. My entries recently have been pretty bad, sloppy, and my exits especially. My exits are just you know, as soon as I enter the trade, like this one, it sells. As soon as I got in, it rejected, sold it for a loss, then it popped all the way back up, and I think even ripped to the high at days. So I don't know, like I want to keep a tight stop and, you know, keep my commission fees low, but at the same time, if I'm not entering the right place and stuff, you know, it's just not going to help me either way. ICVX is popping on the scans. ICVX. Not really interested in this one. I feel like it's gonna be another no trade day. IMTE just got halted. Halted going up too. Yeah, the fees on CMEG. It's what I realized is when I was doing my taxes and everything, is that it's basically like, I don't know. It varies. The largest size you take, like let's say I took 1,000 shares or 500 shares. For 500 shares, it'd be about 1050 like in commissions for a buy and sell. So this entire trade here, you know, my buy and my sell combined, it would be about 1050 in fees. But if I took 300 shares, well, then it would be like $8 or something, $8.50 in fees. So actually LGVN looks really good here. So it's popped up to 950. Popped up to 950 high here. 962. So we can definitely take another trade on or take a trade on LGVN. I wanted to hold a VWAP though. It's holding the support line that I drew a long time ago. But recognizing what's going on here. I don't know. I gotta figure out what's going on. I do like the 5-minute for the 5-minute high break, and that's also been my recent strategy. I guess is the 5-minute high or 1-minute high breaks here, and it hasn't been working out the best because obviously I'm losing on majority of them. So let's see. This is actually forming something here. Unless this breaks this low, then I'm totally wrong. So it just broke that low. So now it's back down. This could be a bigger move actually. Oh my god, and this is another problem with CMEG. These charts suck. It's actually sterling. Like that. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is something. It might be, but that's what I'm getting here. So I guess we'll wait and see if there's a breakout area. Yeah, I was thinking about that because when I was making let's say $500 days, or because during the time which I was very successful, I was making 500 or 800 a day, 700 a day. I even had a couple $1,000 days, and during that time I was trading nothing but big size. And I noticed with the commissions, it wasn't so bad. Like 1,000 shares, I don't know, I'm gonna guess I took like a 20-cent commission. Or $20 commission, I mean. So $20 commission, if I make, you know, I guess a 10-cent move, which is, I guess, relatively simple compared to a 50-cent move or something, right? When I took a position like that and made $100, it's only $20 in fees, $80 profit, I guess. So it wasn't so bad, especially when you'd see this thing rip, like Pixie, for example. Pixie would rip dollars at a time here. So if I made $1,000 on it, you know, 20 bucks in commission fees isn't anything. And I started realizing if I'm taking small size, like 300 shares, if I make a 10-cent move, that's 30 bucks, but my fees are, you know, already 10, 15. That's basically half my profit's gone. So I was like, what if I took bigger size right off the bat? It's a lot riskier, but if I can focus on a strategy in the sim, make sure that it's working consistently, and then as well as, I guess, making sure I have my patterns down right, everything, you know, trading a certain strategy right and consistently, as I said. If I took a larger share size, then I don't see what the problem would be you know, I guess in terms of trying to fight off commissions like that, it's a lot riskier because obviously if I don't have the risk management and my trade flops and I just hold my position or, you know, average down, then, you know, I'm just screwed. It doesn't matter what strategy I have at that point. But at the same time, to defeat commissions here on this small account, I mean, instead of getting crushed by them, I could just take a larger shares position and see if that works. But I don't know. It's something I was thinking about the other day, just because I noticed how many commission fees are racking up here. Yeah, I love TradingView actually, and I was considering, I was considering because I really like their charts. I do have a free account with them. I don't have like a pro account or anything, and sometimes a free account to me it works perfectly fine. But what is it called? I don't know. I never considered going. Can you trade on TradingView? Actually, I'm not sure. I think you can, or tie it into a brokerage account, like let's just say Thinkorswim. I think you can. If not, they might have their own service or something. But I do like using their charts to set up stuff, which is why I have, like, for example, Facebook here. I'm just setting up charts and everything with them here on the side. So I also don't know if these are correct patterns or not, but I'm just gonna assume so because they are working in that direction. So we'll assume so. Here comes LGVN testing again, this time to the upside. See if we can actually get this breakthrough of the 70 high, 963. So here's the break. We're finally seeing a shift in momentum again. This is taking a long time. And now a massive rejection. So we got the break and a massive rejection with it. So this is so typical of LGVN at this point. You have one back here, you have one right here. Just all these big moves happening and then a massive rejection with it. It's just not fun. So I don't think I'll be trading LGVN anymore. I won't even be watching it. Our ISPO had a nice move here, but now it's forming a, I think this is a ascending wedge. So well, I'm not even gonna bother trying to draw it anymore. This thing's it's pissing me off, honestly. Yeah. That's how I just want to make sure I have the words correct, my vocabulary right, because I'll say something like, "Oh, this is a pennant," but then it's like a flag or it's a wedge or something. I do see the moves here, but I want to make sure my vocabulary is on point, that I actually understand what I'm talking about at least. So that's why I'm calling out the name so specifically. But what is it called? I was never one to really point out like, oh my god, this is it. This is like real specific. But I think it's helping me learn in a way if I do call them out. So CELZ is back above, finally. But again, I don't think I'm going to bother trading it. I only took one trade today, and I think that's kind of it for me. I'm totally cool with it. Just nothing going on today. The only trade I'm still stuck in at the moment on a live position is Facebook. So Facebook back down at 225 here, which is looking solid for another retest of this low. Hopefully this hourly chart, we can get the break of this low of 225.04. And once it breaks that low of 225.04, maybe if it double bottoms, I'll sell out. But if it breaks that double bottom here, I'll definitely exit my position. And well, actually, if it breaks the double bottom, then I'm going to stay in it. But I would like to see it continue down to the daily low here of 219. So 219.54. Oh no, 224. My bad. If it can hit 224 the high, I was totally wrong. If it hit 224 the high of that candle, then I might just stop out and take my profits while I can, because I'm still in all the way at the top here of 228, like I don't know, 15 or so. So I'm in at the top. Nah, it's all right, man. I can still read it, and that's actually what I've been looking at. If for some reason it feels like bull flags aren't as common as I thought they were, Especially when they have them set up so specifically or something, like on certain charts, like they'll have 3 green candles and then 2 red candles and 3 more green candles. It's like, oh my god, the perfect bull flag, right? Those don't happen so often. I noticed the bull flag pattern in general does happen. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but what I find more common is the triangles and wedges. ABCD as well. You can definitely see those. Cup and handle. I have been seeing a lot of those recently as well. I'm not gonna lie. It just seems like the bull flags aren't as common. I was learning to trade with Warrior Trading. I spent some time in his. Let me see. Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to get this back here. I lost my stream. I'm telling you, Twitch is just not working for me. Give me just a second. I might have to stop out of Facebook here before I open up my Twitch chat. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because now it's popping back up here. I don't really like to see that. I'll wait for it. I'll wait for it because I already know I'm gonna sell here into resistance, and then I'm gonna totally regret it. So there's resistance here. If it hits VWAP, I'm just gonna stop out, I think. This needs to break lower. I'll wait it out. This 5-minute low is still convincing. It can still break the 5-minute low, so I'll still wait it out. Hourly low still hasn't broken. We'll keep it calm here, and I'll just wait for that break before I stop out with an early loss here, or not loss. Before I just completely exit my position, I'm selling on fear here. Okay, get my Twitch chat up again. Oh, and your comments are gone. Jeez. Okay, I remember what you had asked though. You said, who was I trading with? Oh, hold on. I'm regretting Facebook. I was trading with Warrior Trading. I took his class, I think, for about 3 months. I got the pro subscription a long time ago when it wasn't worth like anything. Like now he's charging about $4,000 or whatever, 8,000 starting. But at that time it was like $2,000. It was years ago. And I never took it real serious. Like I was into it. I took it for 3 months, and then I kind of just thought I knew what I was talking about. Obviously, I didn't, and I was trading on Robinhood. Lost money easily on Robinhood, and even in his class, he says not to trade with Robinhood. Whatever, like it's not a good idea. Just because if you're trying to day trade, you don't have level 2 data, you don't have like really anything. It's just level 1 data, and then whatever. So I started on Robinhood regardless. I made, I think, my first trade $150, and I was like, oh my god, like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So hyped about it, and then next thing you know, I take another trade, take a huge size, lose everything, and then I'm like, oh my god, I lost everything. What do I do? So then same thing. I go back. Let me close my Facebook position. Actually, this thing is just holding this 226 level really well, and if it can dip one more time below, I don't think it is. I'm gonna have to close it. It's just popping up here. I was giving that 5-minute a chance, but it's riding all the way back to view up here, so I'm gonna have to stop out. See if we get that 226 to break again. No, I missed my opportunity to sell a long time ago. It was 14.13. I'm gonna break that. Give me just a second. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good sell on this, but no, I'm gonna have to. That sucks. I'm gonna send my order to sell here. I'm trying to stop out. So that really sucks. So I exit my position here. I wish I would have sold a long time ago down here, and I had a feeling it was gonna hold support on this level. So man, that actually sucks. I'd seen that, and I was like, I should probably exit. I was getting it the benefit of the doubt, trying to see if this thing would actually break its low, especially after it rejected here on this candle. But then once it held up position, I was like, it broke down a second time, so I was like, maybe it can continue. Popped all the way back up. Now it hit the VWAP, and now I'm just kind of, I don't know. I could probably get in again. It's forming some sort of setup here is what it's looking like. I don't know. I should have sold in my initial position down here at 225.20 when it actually broke. But I stopped out of my position up here at 226.30. So I was up 120 on it when it was, I don't know, back here at 226, I think. And now I only finished up $66. So I took a very small size, but that actually sucks. I still came out profitable, I guess, but not what I wanted. I should have sold a long time ago. Okay, anyways, I'm back in. All right. Yeah, I started with warrior trading, and once I failed a couple times on Robinhood, I decided to go back to it. I stayed there for, I don't know, another 2 months, I believe. I didn't stay there very long. And again, I got a little confident. I decided to trade using SureTrader at the time. Things were going pretty good with SureTrader for a little bit, but what ended up happening overall is after I think a year of trading with SureTrader, I lost about 2 accounts. They were small accounts, I think like $1,000, so they weren't like, you know, huge accounts or anything. I lost a couple accounts there, and as soon as SureTrader went through some, I guess, legal stuff, legal issues, that's when I had to swap brokers with CMEG. So what I noticed, what was happening to my account on SureTrader was whenever I take a position, let's just say on CELZ, right, or even Facebook, let's just say, and Facebook would rip all the way to 229 here in a halt level and get halted. Well, within the halts, doesn't matter where I was filled. I could be filled at the bottom or even the top, just entering the halt. As soon as I enter the halt, my shares would just be withdrawn and I wouldn't be in the stock anymore. Basically any profitable trade I had, and I had some really big ones, they would just be taken out and I would lose my entire position, like if it didn't happen. I brought it up to their attention several times and they would just tell me like, oh, sorry, it's a glitch in the system, whatever. We'll reimburse your monthly fee or something or give you a discount on it. And that was kind of it. Then they just, you know, keep doing that consistently for about 2 months before I think they got shut down. I don't know if that was the reason they got shut down, but yeah, it was pretty bad. So I was a SureTrader, then I swapped over to CMEG, and it's been such a massive difference ever since that happened. It's been a huge, huge difference. So I'm just looking at Facebook here. I'm kind of regretting here selling my position, but anyway, so I came to CMEG, funded it like one time, lost that account almost immediately because just risk management wasn't there. And then I decided to keep studying using some other, I guess, browser software, just looking at patterns and reviewing the classes. And then eventually I got back in with CMEG just, I don't know, a year and a half ago. This was the account I blew up. That was very successful. I made, I don't know. When I first started out, I put 2,000 in, and then I lost about $1,000. So I had like $1,000 left and about 1,000 in the account, and 500 shares or $500 is where if you go below that, that's where CMEG is like, hey, okay, we withdraw all your margin. So I was like, oh shoot. So I went down to 1,000 and I knew like I have to do something different. Something's not working. Obviously I'm just losing, blowing up all these accounts. So I realized then, I was like, I have to do something different in order to get this account up. And at the time, Ross Cameron was streaming. I wasn't in his chat room or anything. I used to be in his chat room all the time, but he was streaming on YouTube for, I don't know, months at a time when I had his subscription. And I was like, what's the point of me buying his subscription if he's just going to be showing it on YouTube all the time? So I stopped paying for that subscription in his chat room, and now every morning he streams. Sometimes he streams throughout the entire day, but most of the times he started streaming like pre-market, whatever. And I started watching what he was doing at that time, which is buying the dips, and he still does it from time to time. But I guess that's where I got that habit, and I noticed it was working. So what I started doing was taking 300 shares, the minimum share size in CMEG. I took that amount and I started buying the dips, and eventually I saw my account go from like 1,000 to 1,500, then 1,900, then 2,400, and it started climbing. So I was like, well, this strategy is obviously working. Let me go ahead and get a little more aggressive with it. And it was during a huge bull run, I'd say, like when it was after COVID, and it started really taking off. That's when all the stocks would just start surging, like for no reason. All these random stocks. So I started taking 1,000 share sizes, and even 2,000 share sizes, which still isn't a lot if you think about it. But for a small account, it was quite a big size. I'd say I was pretty much maxing out my account and maxing out margin. And once you get above 2,500, you get 6 times margin on CMEG. So what I did was I started taking larger share sizes, buying the dip, and then if it went a little farther and I timed it wrong, I just buy it again, 1,000 shares again. Or I'd take an initial entry, let's say 300 shares, and then if it dipped even farther, I just buy 1,000 shares and make sure that I was buying larger sizes the lower I went, just to make sure that my average, was a lot better. And next thing you know, I got my account from 2,000, let's just say, or 1,000 where I was, all the way to about $9,000 in a month. And I was like, wow, I got so confident. I thought I knew exactly what I was doing, whatever. But just like that, I guess the momentum changed, and the dips were just rejecting massively, and they weren't getting bought up. So from 9,000, I went to 8,000 and 7,000, and at that time, even though I was losing a lot of money, I was like, I'll still make it back. This strategy has been proven to work. I mean, it's been working for me, and I've been making a lot of money. And so I never changed my strategy. I was like, eventually it's gonna work, right? So you know how the story goes. From 9,000, went all the way back down to 1,000, then I lost the entire account after I think like 6 months of doing that same pattern. So I realized, buying the dips wasn't working. It was working at that time because everything was so volatile, but I wasn't in the right, I guess the right time, I guess, to be trading that. Like I didn't change my strategy, so I ended up blowing up that account entirely. But that's where I had my most memorable moments, I guess. I have all those trades recorded of where I'm making all that money, and some of the moves that I make are just complete gambles. Like I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, looking for patterns or anything really. I was just buying the dip. That's all I was doing, and it was fun. I wish I would have pulled out all that money and put it into something else. That was a lot of money just wasted, I guess, but it was a learning experience for sure. And at first I was doubting Ross Cameron prior to taking his classes and stuff. I thought he was like fraud or whatever, because I couldn't understand how you can make so much money in such a small amount of time. And I guess that's why I got so interested in this. And as soon as I took his classes, I think they were beneficial because I was actually able to learn a I guess a guideline as to what to learn. At the time I was trying to look on everywhere I could on YouTube or whatever, searching up like classes or how to learn stocks, whatever, but nothing seemed to really fit. I guess I didn't know what to look for. I just knew that there were patterns. I didn't really understand how to read the candlesticks right, or and when they would teach them, it just, I don't know, I couldn't get it. But I guess the format or the layout that Ross Cameron had just fit me perfectly, and I understood everything that he was trying to teach. He had it in an organized way to where I could actually understand what I was learning here. So I wouldn't say I regret taking his class. It is a lot of money, but I guess it's that way just because of the potential you can make. For example, I made, basically $8,000 in 1 month. So I mean that pretty much paid for the class. So I don't know. It's worth it, but at the same time, it just depends because you can get all your content for free through books or local library stuff or YouTube. It's everywhere. You just got to know what to look for, and I guess that's the mistake that I had. But overall, I'm not upset about it. It's money that I spent, and it's something I really dived into here. And I'd agree there. Dips are tough. You do need that instant bounce for sure. And although I regret stopping on my Facebook position here, I wish I would have got out down here at 226 or even 225.50. I think, the patterns are working, or that I'm at least recognizing something, because, for some reason I had a feeling that this was going to go to the upside after this massive drop here and massive curl back to VWAP. So I did give it time, like I had said. It did pop up here and actually hold above VWAP for a bit, and then it rejected massively. So I did recognize in this area that something was going on, and this is when I started pulling up the chart here, or my account, just to make sure I stopped out with profit. And it's all the way back up. Now it seems like it's on a trend to the upside. So it didn't get the move that I wanted entirely. I still made profit on it, but I wish I would have made a little more. That's okay though. But it's already 10:20. I never stick around this long. So I hope this video or whatever was informative to those on YouTube. And I really do appreciate the support I'm getting on Twitch. I see you all watching time to time, and I really do support, or I really do want to say thank you to all my supporters on both channels, both sides, Twitch and YouTube. It's meant a lot. Although my views have definitely declined from what they used to be, I'm still happy to see the same people around all the time, or even new viewers. It's great to see you all, tuning in every now and then. So, I definitely need more experience in trading for sure. And hopefully with the sim, I'm getting more of my fundamentals down, I'd say, and developing at least a new strategy compared to the ones I've been using, just to see more profitable trades. But it's been a tough one. As you can see on my YouTube channel, I've been losing back to back, like massively. And a lot of it has to be because of risk management, just carefree trades that I'm taking. But hopefully I can flop that around and, recognize what I'm doing wrong and really learn from them. So that being said, today I finished down $43 after fees. Again, it's a sim account. This is not the real account. So sim account, down $43.46. And I saved myself from several losses, I'd say. So not too bad of a day, I would have to say. But I made $66 on Facebook. I guess that counts, right? That's cool. But anyways, I will see you all tomorrow.